Hello everyone. How are you all? Are you doing well? So, let us proceed with the amendment class. We did capital gain in the last class. We will do the remaining amendments in today's class. Let's start first the rate of AMT. The AMT rate is 15%, however. Earlier also AMT rate was 15%. It was the same, right? So, there is no change in the AMT rate. But in case you read some other rate before, for that reason I gave an update. That rate of AMT is 15%. However, there is no change in budget 2024. Okay? In return of income, in updated returns, the government will also take additional tax. Right. So do you know how I define updated return? It's like the government will scare us and we will be scared. This is updated return. When the time limit for the belated return ends, that means you cannot file the return. So for that, the government made updated return. Meaning that the time limit for the belated return has ended. So now you can file an updated return. And when you will file updated return, then they will take some additional tax from you. You know that the belated return is fine. We pay fine or penalty of 5,000 rupees. Okay? But after that, an updated return will be filed and they will heavily tax you. So why is the government giving the opportunity to file an updated return? Because government nowadays already puts in a lot of information in your income tax login. Okay. Now I will tell you what did I do. I did not file my income tax return. You also know that up to 3 lakh rupees there is no tax. So I said that how would the government know if my income is more than 3 lakh per year or not? So I did not file the income tax return. Right. Later on, time limit for filing the return also passed. You know the time limit for the belated return, right? It is 9 months from the end of the financial year. 9 months from the end of the previous year. So time limit has also passed. Now what shall we do? So now I saw that in my income tax login, such things are written that I have made this much expense or that much expense. My PAN number is also mentioned there. And after seeing that, I got worried that the government knows everything. Now I will be in trouble. I thought to file the returns. Which return can now be filed after the belated updated return? If the government scares us, then you will be afraid. And when you will be afraid, then you will file return. And when you will file return, then why normal tax is taken? So when you are already scared, then they will charge extra. And now the government will take additional income tax from you. Let's see. The additional income tax payable at the time of furnishing the updated return under section 139(8)(a) would be. If such return is furnished after expiry of time available under section 139(4). First, understand. Previous year 24-25. That is assessment year 25-26. 139(4). That is the belated return. Until when can it be filed, students? Tell me. 9 months from the end of the previous year. That is previous year ended on 31st March. 9 months from then it will be 31st December 2025. This is the date. Until here you can file a belated return. But students, if you missed it till here, then what will be filed? Updated return. Although updated returns time limit is how much? 2 years from the end of the assessment year. 2 years from the end of the assessment year. There is a time limit for belated return. We'll write it here. 9 months from end of the previous year, right? Okay. And the updated return, how much is it? 24 months from end of assessment year. 24 months from the end of the assessment year. Okay. Meaning the assessment year ends on March 31st, 2026. From there, how much time will it be? 31st March 2028. Okay. Now, the government is inserting another date in between, March 31st, 2027. And they are saying that if you file an updated return between these dates, then they will take 25% additional tax from you. And if you do it between here and here, then they will take 50% additional tax. That is, if your normal tax, let's say, amounts to 10 lakh rupees. So its 25% will be 2.5 lakh rupees more. They will take 12,50,000 rupees. And if you are filing from 31st March or from 1st of April 2027 to March 31st, 2028, okay, so then they will take 50% additional from you, meaning if your tax is 10 lakh rupees, then an extra 5 lakh rupees with it, so 15 lakh rupees. Okay? Who will file the updated return? This is understandable, right? Whoever is scared will file it. because the time limit of the return is over. And who will be scared? Will he give more tax or not? He will give it. Okay, the government is playing well. They are finding ways to collect from everyone in the country. Okay. If such return is furnished after the expiry of time available under section 139(4) belated return or 139(5) that is revised return, both have same time limit 9 months from the end of previous year. Under section 139(4) of the assessment year and before the completion of 12 months from the end of the relevant assessment year, 12 months from assessment year. It means after the belated return date and within 12 months from the end of the assessment year. So from 31st March 2026 to 31st March 2027. I gave correct date. If you remember the date, then your work is done. Okay. In this, the government will take 25% of the aggregate of tax and interest payable, the total tax and interest that is generated, all of it combined. On that 25% more will be added. So students, the government is charging heavy interest on the full amount for the delay, right? Full interest was charged on delay of 1 year or 1.5 years. Now 25% more will be charged on tax and interest. Now read further. If such return is furnished after the expiry of 12 months from the end of the relevant assessment year. After expiry of 12 months from the end of assessment year, this will be the date, 1st April 2027. From this date, till when? But before the completion of period of 24 months from the end of the relevant assessment year. Within 24 months from the assessment year. Because after 24 months from the assessment year, you cannot file an updated return. It is done, nothing can happen. Now the government will take care. If you are not scared even in this, then the government will say that you are stubborn because still you are not scared. They gave you 2 years beyond the assessment year. If you haven't been scared yet, they'll actually scare you now legally. Okay? 50% of the aggregate of tax and interest payable, you will have to pay. Okay? I have made such a nice chart. You just remember this and work will be done. After that, in TDS, you understand it this way. In TDS, as many rates as were 5%. Okay? All of those rates have been made 2% now. From 6 months after the current previous year, meaning from 1/4/2024 to 30 September 2024. This is 6 months. April, May, June, July, August, September. And from 1/10/24 to 31 March 25. This is 6 months. Here, all the rates that were 5% are being reduced to 2%. That is the current previous year and not the entire previous year is reduced to 2%. First 6 months of previous year 24-25 is 5% and next 6 months is 2%. This has been done. Is it clear? Previously also it was 5% on insurance commission and is still 5%. That is section 194D. Okay? And see where else did it happen. This is the past section. First is on the commission. These both G and H are commissions. On commission, it is 2% now, which was 5% earlier. The money that was given by life insurance company. Those in which there was no exemption. Okay? You all know this, that when there is no exemption on the life insurance money, right? And on 1 lakh rupees or more than 1 lakh rupees, 5% TDS was being deducted. Meaning if the money the insurance company is giving is non-exempted. That is taxable money. So on 1 lakh rupees or more than that, 5% TDS was deducted. Now 2% is deducted from 1st October. Okay, 194 IB. Payment of rent to a resident by an individual HUF not liable to deduct TDS under section 194I. TDS under 194I is deducted on whose audits has been done. TDS is not deducted on those whose audit is not done. But the government is saying that if your audit is not being done, but now you are paying such a high rent, 50,000 rupees per month is not a low rent. You are paying 50,000 rupees per month only for rent. So the government will deduct TDS on the person who is receiving rent of 50,000 rupees. He will have to submit his taxes. So in this 2% TDS will be deducted. Earlier it was 5% in first 6 months and after that it is 2%. Exactly in the same way in 194C, in 194J. Whenever we make payments to a contractor or professional, TDS is deducted, but it is only deducted from those whose audit was done last time. But suppose my audit has not been done. So then, even if we are making payments above 50 lakh rupees, then TDS will have to be deducted. Okay, students. If I am incurring some personal expense, it is not related to my business, but since it is above 50 lakh rupees, the TDS will be deducted. How much TDS to deduct? Previously it was 5%, now it is 2%. TDS has been taught completely. You have to refer to the relevant lecture for that. You don't have to see right now to understand this section. In this class, just understand this much, that where it is 5% and 2%. Okay? So, this amendment that I have taught, This amendment is applicable for which exams? I will again give clarity on that. From 1st April 2025, whatever exams will be there between 31 March 2026, and whether they are of different course, this amendment is applicable for all courses. Okay? This amendment is for the assessment year 25-26. Right. Our YouTube channel classes are for the assessment year 24-25. But if you complete these 3 classes, then you are 100% updated for assessment year 25-26. Right? These are the changes. So after making these changes, will you be 100% updated? Yes. So now, which book should be referred to? And for those who have already taken the book, those students can already update themselves with the PDF of the amendment. However, it is your choice. If you wish, you can also take the assessment year 25-26 book. Having the book make things a little easier because the numerical problems are all 100% updated. We don't have to worry. Okay? Second thing, those who have not bought the book, obviously they will study from the 25-26 book. Okay. So our notes are in PDF format, but all these PDFs, they are encrypted PDFs. They are not downloadable, they are not shareable, and they are not printable. Such types of PDFs are available on the app. Right. But it is obviously because that is a case of concern of copyright. Okay. A publisher prints our book and our copyright is registered, so I cannot make it shareable. This is our limitation. Or otherwise you can go for a printed book which is available on studyathome.org. Okay? So this was the amendment. I hope you liked it. And also students, keep motivating me with whatever I do for you people. You can also put down your thoughts right here in the comment box. And this was all about amendments. I wish you all a very, very good luck for your examination. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.